I had a pretty good childhood. Had a loving mom, dad, and the little sister I grew up with. I went to decent schools. I had fun and made friends. I caught on to things quickly, but it was no secret that I was a little different. I would ask my parents about my birth mom, and they would always tell me what little they knew about her, and that it wasn't easy for her to give me up. I always wondered what she was like, and if I was anything like her. Growing up in a predominantly white area of Pennsylvania, I never felt like I fit in, and at times, people were sure to let me know it. I became kind of rebellious trying to find myself in the world, so I started doing things to differentiate myself even further. From Liberty Spikes and punk music, to locks and acoustic instruments. But no matter what the genre, music was always my truth, and sometimes the only thing I could make sense of. One day I found myself living in paradise. It was a calm before the storm, when a drunk driver left me paralyzed. I saw a lot change throughout my life, and it wasn't just my style. But through it all, music remained my therapy. It always helped me to process my emotions. It defined me. After all, I'd never seen myself in anyone else before. I wondered what was developed through my life experiences, and what was just in my DNA. You know, nature versus nurture. Sometimes I thought I might never find out. But this was the moment when all of that changed.
So now, share the good news. What did you find?
I'm still in shock.
You've been playing detective for how many days now?
I don't know. I'm playing detective, alright.
For like 2 days?
I can't quite fully describe the feelings I was experiencing at this moment. Heart racing, mind full of excitement, but also in disbelief that this was actually happening. In reality, it felt like the most vivid dream. Even dreams can come true.
Oh my gosh, I think I see her to the left. She's to the left. Go, go, go. All the way. You see her? So good to meet you.
Look at that.
I know.
Let me see yours. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that.
Okay, I know what I can ask you.
Yeah.
So how do you feel that you found me?
It was always something that have been missing in my life. I always wanted to know where I came from. I wanted to know more about my culture, where I get my good looks from. It was definitely kind of like a hole. There was just something missing for a very long time. As soon as Facebook came around, that's when I really started searching, messaging different people, always coming up short, but everyone was always rooting for me.
And that's the same with you. Until you were 5, I stopped receiving pictures and letters. I went to go to the agency, and the agency was shut down. I was really devastated that I couldn't look any further to find you. I was really, really heartbroken. I was happy that I got this call that you have found me. I was coming home from work one day and I was having a bad day to top it off. My sister calls me and says, "Hey sis, what are you doing?" I said, "Oh, nothing, just having a bad day." And she said, "Well, I need you to pull over because I have something to tell you." I went, "Is mom okay? Is the kids okay? Are you okay?" She said, "Oh, we're all fine." She's like, "I just got something to tell you." She started crying. She says, "I received an email from my Facebook. I didn't know who it was, so therefore I was going to turn it over to spam." The message said, "I'm looking for my biological mother, and I wanted to know if I was in the right place. It's your son. He's looking for you." And I said, "Well, what did you tell him?" I said, "Did you tell him he's in the right place?" She said, "Yeah."
The first thing she said was, "Well, you found her. We've been looking for you. I'm your aunt."
At that moment in time, I felt frozen, numb, didn't know how to feel because I was happy,
Right.
I was excited, and I knew you were okay.
Right.
I was ecstatic that this day was happening. She was like, "I have something else to tell you." And I said, "Well, what do you got to tell me?" And she's like, "Well, he's in a wheelchair." And I said, "What?" My heart crushed because I didn't know what happened. Either he was in an accident, had stroke, something, and I didn't know. So she said, "I'm about to send you pictures." When she sent me the pictures, that's when I was like, "Oh my God, look at him." I didn't even look at the chair. I looked at you, your face. And I said, "Oh my God, he's such a handsome young man. I was just proud of you. And you look like your dad. And you have his music talents. Listening to music and doing all the little beats and computer stuff is just exactly what he did." When I look at you, I'm looking at him. And then I also look at me in a lot of similarities. So then she said, "He wants to talk to you." That's when I said hello, and we started talking. And I'm just so happy and blessed that we got to talk and bond and catch up and tell each other our stories.
I was just so excited and so happy. And just the fact that, it just felt so normal. And, it just we could talk, It didn't feel weird.
Bonded right away, yeah. It started as you texting me.
Right.
And then you called me at one time out of the day. You started texting me more. Then you started calling me more.
And I was like, I can't text all this. I need to
And finally, you acknowledged that you're my mom and I want to call you mom. And that moment in time was just a heartbreaking moment when you called me mom, because I hadn't heard that from you.
And it just came out like I didn't even think about it, you know, it's just like
boom. But it was beautiful and I'm glad you did. And
it's the truth.
yeah. Then you surprised me with the wanting to see me.
Yeah.
And like you said, 33 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Who got time to wait? No more waiting. So I was happy that you brought me to Philadelphia.
Of course.
To see you, meet your wife, and see your adopted parents. After 33 years, I haven't seen them, and you know, it was a wonderful reunion, and I just don't want it to end.
And it's only the start, you know.
Yeah. I always prayed that this day would come, and look what happens.
Yeah.
Prayers were answered. You're gonna have to cut that one out. So, you know where Rocky Balboa made that movie where he ran up the stairs and he said, "Adrian!" We went there, and then after that we went to a beautiful dinner, very elegant. We had all kind of food. Then after that, which was a real big surprise, we went to a concert. And guess where he took me? Him and his wife took me to see Maxwell, Jasmine Sullivan, and October London.
I was one of the lucky ones. Out of all of the possible outcomes, I'm glad this is the one I got to experience. You don't hear of many adoption stories with happy endings like this, and it's really only the beginning of a new chapter in my life. Moments like these were things I used to only dream of. Talking together, hanging out. Plus I always wanted to try her food, and she's always wanted to try a cheesesteak. I guess everything comes around full circle eventually.
Can you get it?
Yeah.
Hey, son.
Let's try this.
Everywhere?
Being in her presence is so surreal, but maybe the strangest part is that it's exactly how I imagined it would be. People always told me to be prepared for the worst, but I think the worst part was not knowing her. This whole experience felt like a huge weight off my shoulders. Like the missing piece to my puzzle of life had finally been found. I just feel blessed. Blessed to have reconnected with the woman that gave me life. Blessed to have so many people that love and support me in everything I do. Just blessed. Taking her back to the airport was a bittersweet moment, but it wasn't a goodbye. No, not at all. This was just to see you next time, Mom.